Okay. There we go. Hello, welcome to the Ministry Tarot. This is the All Signs Psychic Reading. Let's say Lionsgate Psychic Tarot Reading. Boom. Okay. Now let's get to the site. See if anybody is there. Somebody is there. Hello. Welcome. Okay. Let's start the all signs because I have to go to work. Okay. So out of the 250 some decks I have, I was drawn to the following deck. So what I do when I choose a deck is to go Lionsgate Manifestation Reading 2025, all signs, and then I'm pulled to each deck. The primary pull, I believe, would be this one. And I keep forgetting the name of this deck. Sorry. Clarified by the Astro Matrix Tarot. If the clarifiers need clarifying, the Tinker's Down Tarot, one of my soul decks. Now, a soul deck is a deck that you're feel a special affinity for, and it's a highly intuitive deck for you. So that's one of my soul decks. And then for, let's say, advice or ultimate outcome or suggestions for strengthening your manifestation power to get to your life purpose in 2025, how to harness that energy of the Lionsgate for your own purposes. It's this deck, the Modern Life Oracle. As you know, if you're a long-time viewer of the channel, hello, welcome, viewer of the channel, I have an adverse relationship with oracles. Only people can be oracles, but I find that it's I treat it as an added layer of information, right? Maybe I will choose an additional deck for, let's say, the Connolly deck in conjunction with the oracle for advice or recommendations. Okay? All right. Welcome, everybody. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I find it's a really even or fair exchange for the free readings I put on here. I do offer personal readings, but those spaces are limited, okay, due to my time constraints. But if you do contact me, do not tell me your sign. Do not tell me your birthday. Readers can tell a lot about you from that information, and I want it raw. I don't need to know that information. The reading is the reading, no matter what sign you are, okay? Plus, I'll be able to figure out probably what sign you are by the reading. So, you know, whatever. Okay. With that said, let's begin with Aries. And we'll move through the whole zodiac. Monkey! Baby, no! No! Did you want to go inside the bedroom, baby? Or you want to sit there nice and quiet? You were so calm. I know this is out of routine, but monkey, you cannot. No, no. The baby, no. How should we harness the essence of the question for Lionsgate? Because the question you upload to the cards is very important, right? So, okay, so you're going in the bedroom. Sorry, the zoomies are really distracting. Okay. Okay. The question will be, What tools and experiences for Aries should they harness and configure to make the most out of Lionsgate manifestation energies in 2025? What experiences and tools and strategies should Aries use to make the most of their manifestation energies of Lionsgate for 2025? What experiences and tools should Aries use and remember to make the most of Lionsgate manifestation Aries energies for 2025? Hello, everybody. Welcome. Right now it's 5:30 in the morning where I am. Queen of Wands in the upright, I'll show you in a minute. Three of Swords in reverse. Four of Cups. Three of Wands. I'm going to pull 5 cards. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Here is the Queen of Wands in the upright. Here. See, she's holding a rabbit, which is more of a Queen of Pentacles kind of energy. As you may recall, the Queen of Wands in the Rider-Waite deck, which is the base deck for all decks, right? All modern decks anyway. She's not seated here. If you notice in the Rider-Waite, Queen of Wands is the only queen who has her legs partially spread. So she's very open. The next card you have is the Three of Swords in reverse. Here it is in the upright. It's in reverse, so healing will be important and letting go will be important. Four Cups in the upright. The willingness to say no to those who deserve a no, or who cross your boundaries, or who are not a part of your manifestation path. You know, you can't allow anybody to distract you, in other words. Then you have the Three of Wands in the upright, which is taking opportunities, every opportunity that is even close to contributing to your life path and manifestation. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Here she is in the upright, and she's riding a donkey like Mary Magdalene, okay, which is actually apt. Okay, now 2 queens as a tarot cluster mean gossip. One is in reverse and one is in the upright, so it could be negative and positive gossip, right? Excuse me. It's so hot now all of a sudden. Now if we get 3 threes, right now you have 2 threes, and 3 threes means lies as a tarot cluster, so we have to keep that in mind. Okay, Queens, if they had a number, it would be the number 13, and it's tied to the Death card. Threes are coupled or related or connected to the Empress card. Fours are related to the Emperor card. And there we go. Healing will be important, and getting out of confusion. So clarity and healing is important. In this card, you can see there's a lot going on in this deck. The Three Swords card in this deck is called Separations, right? So it's Saturn energy and it's Libran energy. But you can see someone's holding a heart that they plucked out of their chest and stabbed it with 3 swords. And then there's like a justice kind of figure in the background, right? Someone is watching you and your manifestation. Someone close, you know, okay? Not a stalker. I get the feeling that someone's watching you, seeing how you progress. This is just for 2025, okay? Lionsgate. What are you going to do to manifest between now and the end of the year to make your dream come true. And it's really good to focus on just one dream and just pull all your energies in that. For instance, when I teach tarot, I advise, hi everybody, welcome. I advise people to learn one deck really well for at least a couple of years before moving on to other decks. And the deck I always suggest is right away. So focus on your most important dream that you think will benefit multiple areas or the most arenas in your life. Health, wealth, family, career, money. Those are the 5 reasons, most popular reasons, and, you know, love, that people get readings about, right? 2 Queens, as a tarot cluster, mean gossip, okay? I get the feeling, usually I advise people not to listen to gossip, but you might hear something through the grapevine that's helpful to you. So take in all information, no matter who it comes from, even if it's a negative earth sign, potentially, who may be pregnant, by the way, or recently lost a child. It depends on how we clarify. Somebody's watching to see how you progress because they're going to step in at the most opportune moment, as symbolized by the 3 of Wands, to help you. Okay? Your manifestation may involve or require the involvement of a group. Okay? Take it how it resonates with a corporation, a guru group, or club, or whatever. Here you have the 4 of Cups. You must not fear rejection. Okay? Because in other decks, more traditional decks, there's 3 cups on the ground and one is being offered and someone's kind of just crossing their arms and going, no, being really picky, right? So don't be picky, but see how she's holding 2. There's another heavenly one coming in, which makes me kind of think of the Ace of Cups. See Cancerian energy. Cancers are tied to the 4th house or ruled by the 4th house. The title of this card is Blended Pleasure. Okay? But see how she's holding the world in her lap, right? I feel like the possibilities are endless. You might find healing in nature, you know, so it's very passive, grounding strategy. So you're going to have to remain grounded, listen to all information, heal, and get rid of confusion. Absolutely need to let go of anything from the past. If you're holding on to the hope that somebody will come back in a romantic way, and you're just kind of waiting for that so you can move on to you need to release. A good rule of thumb is that if they haven't talked to you in over 3 months, they're not your person. Okay? And if they breadcrumb you, you know, they'll call every few months, make an ego call, and you're just like, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? It's an age-old issue. You might have an opportunity to get married or marry, and you know, love might be important. New love, because they're 3s. New love might be important to give you the inspiration to go after your dreams. You know, that big excitement that you feel with new love, that you feel like you can do anything, right? Okay. We only have 3 hours to do this, so I'll move on. Now we're going to clarify with the Astro Matrix Tarot. Look at Saturn. Okay. I'm going to clarify the 3 of Swords in reverse. Maybe it'll give us a clue as to what you need to let go of or heal from. What do Aries need to heal from in order to strengthen their energies for Lionsgate manifestation in 2025? What do Aries need to heal from? Now, this reading is for all Aries, okay? The storyline may be different for you, but the essence is the same. Healing, whether it's from childhood or lost love or whatever it is, okay? That is key. This reading is for all Aries, no matter who, okay? Not just one person, in other words. What do Aries need to heal from in order to strengthen their manifestation energies coming from Lionsgate? I see the color green, which is money or growth. Okay. What do Aries need to heal from in order to strengthen their manifestation energies for their dream or life purpose in 2025? One more. Boom. Ah, a deception. Something you escaped from already. Now, you're going to have to take what you can from that situation or that experience and what serves you and what serves you in the future, and leave the stuff you don't need behind. An example, not a storyline, but an example of this is that, say if it's childhood abuse wounds, the good that came from it was that you were able to break a cycle, or it made you more empathetic towards others, or whatever it is. There's some good that you can glean even from adversity. In a love affair, there was good experiences and good lessons you learned, and then you can leave the breadcrumbing and the abuse behind, or whatever it is. But it's deception. Someone made themselves out to be one way in a public space, and then privately they were hurtful to you. Hi, Sunless. How are you? I don't remember seeing you before. Oh, good, it resonates. I'm so happy. And look at this. Remember when I talked about primary focus, having one dream be you might have 6 dreams. Great. But right now you need to concentrate on I love that you subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's so helpful to me. I appreciate you. An earth sign, your age or younger, might be important in this healing, okay? But the idea is to focus on the money. And an earth sign may make an offer that helps you in your healing, and it may involve money or metals, because pentacles are metals. So somebody may give you a gemstone, something that comes from the earth, right? Or they may give you money or a small money gain. But look at her focus. They may teach you how to focus. You're very welcome. I love that. Thank you. May teach you how to focus on just one thing. So you have like 6 months? August, September, October, November, December, 5 months. 5 months to make really big progress on one manifestation. Now, manifestation always requires action. And to illustrate this, I'll do it linguistically. Okay? I have spent a lot of great deal of time in France and kind of pick up words and language. Etymology is really important to me as a anthropology major in university. So, for instance, this always struck me, the act of protesting in America, the word protest, okay? The same word in French is manifestation. That's the protest, right? So people are manifesting in the street. Can you see or sense the different energies? Pro is trying to make something happen, right? And testing the waters. Manifestation is different. They are making something happen. Okay? They're demanding it. Okay? So in the same way, you need to demand, write down your manifestation. And when people come to readings, not only do I tell them not to give me their birthday or their sign, I don't want to know. I don't need to know, okay, in order to do a reading for you, okay? But the other thing that I ask is to make your questions as specific as possible. In other words, an example of this would be, will John and I get married? Yeah, maybe. But it's different when you ask the question in a certain way. You refine it. Will John and I get married to each other within the next 12 months? You see the difference? Language is important. Words are important. Words are manifestations. Words are spells because they have frequencies. Okay? So you want to write down a really specific goal. I want to make $50,000 in my new business involving creating dishware in the next 5 months. Okay? Via Etsy. I mean, get really bear down on that. Okay? Okay. Now let's see about this Three of Wands, because it seems to involve ultimately the participation of others. Okay? So threes are about communication and networking. So there will be a need to network. That's how you're going to harness power. So it's not only your personal power and your singular goal for now. Even if you have 6 dreams, you can work on the 2nd dream next year. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Just focus on the most impactful dream. Yeah, exactly. Please clarify the meaning of the Three of Wands in regards to this question for Aries. Please clarify this Three of Wands for Aries in regards to this question. Please clarify the meaning of the Three of Wands in regards to this question for Aries. Now, I don't randomly cut. I have to be drawn to a certain part of the deck, which kind of lights up for me. All right. We're not doing personal questions today. When I usually do all signs other than line gate, yes, I do take personal questions at the end, but not today. This is a very specific theme, and I only have a certain amount of time to do it before work. Look at this. Three of Wands. So usually on Saturdays, but not this Saturday because I have to work. But I'll usually do personal questions, yes/no questions at the end. The Fool's energy. Now notice that he's not looking up. So it does not involve, a lot of people don't know or don't share that the Fool card also has a meaning of religious hysteria. That's why he's looking up in the Rider-Waite and not watching where he's going. He's just so enamored by God, right? But here, he's come out of the cave and he's sniffing her rose and just happiness and joy and willing to take risks, right? Risks within a group, risk in a marriage that will, be beneficial for all, right? I believe you might find someone new in love. They may start out as a friend or they may actually friend zone you. But I do see a marriage of some kind, or a commitment of some kind. All right? They may be in the medical profession. And look at this, the Eight of Wands. Lots of communication, lots of networking. Okay? All right. That is very positive. So let's get the ultimate outcome. You're welcome, Subhra. What's the ultimate outcome if Aries follow the strategy? What is the ultimate outcome at the end of 2025 if Aries follows this strategy for the manifestation? Ooh, that was a short one. So I'll shuffle, I'll get tinglies in my fingers. So that tells me to stop shuffling. I'm clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, feeling empathic since I was 4 years old. Just so you know my background. Page of Swords. Again, there's somebody watching you, they're waiting for a specific level of progress, or almost a personality change too is a possibility, but they're watching you. So you have like a secret fan, in other words, who will not always remain secret. But this indicates that if you follow these basic principles as displayed by the cards, not me, okay? Queen of Wands again. This is confidence, beauty, success. Repeating cards are important, right? They also think that you're beautiful. And I feel like it's a dude, okay? Even if you're a dude watching this, it's a dude. Emperor in reverse. You have to be careful. If you do reach some level of success in the next 5 months with your manifestation, your goal, there's a danger of becoming arrogant or kind of stuck up. You just have to temper that, okay? I'm not saying you're that way, but I mean, I have to tell you what the cards are telling me, so I'm sorry, okay? What is the final message for Aries in regards to this question? What is the final message for Aries in regards to this question? What is the final message for Aries in regards to this question? What is the final message for Aries in regards to this question? I would love it if somebody could timestamp for me. I don't have the patience to do that, unfortunately. Boom. Deadline surfer in reverse. So the final message is to not block. There's a saying in the surfing community, long, hard ride. Because usually rides are very short. They last for the length of the wave, okay? But when you hit the right wave at the right time, right? It's a long, hard ride. Don't block the long, hard ride potential. Get in early. Try to catch that wave, okay? For instance, crypto. A lot of people in the crypto community and the numerology community say next year, 2026, crypto is going to take a dive. But between now and the end of 2025, could be a long, hard ride. In other words, don't block the opportunity for a long, hard ride. Even if you're not dressed properly for the occasion, it's better, Les Brown says, it's better to be be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than have an opportunity and not be prepared. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Okay? Be prepared, because the opportunity can come at any time. And it might be a rogue wave. Okay? Just an unusual circumstance, right place, right time. That's the final message. Okay, let's move on to Taurus. Sarah Lewis, hello, babe. Thank you for the roses and the claps and the hearts. I appreciate you so much. Oh, good. You can do that, son, please. Thank you. Okay, Taurus. It's a lot of cards to put away, man. Okay, I can do it, though. I was actually going to do this reading like a couple days from now, but I got pulled to do it this morning. I'm just going to ride that wave. Okay. Boom. Okay. Welcome, everybody. So this is the Taurus reading for Lionsgate. What tools and experiences will Taurus need to remember and utilize in order to manifest the strongest for Lionsgate in 2025? What tools and experiences and strategies should Taurus harness and remember in order to tap into the strength of manifestation from Lionsgate? The word celestial came to my head. Sometimes words they'll appear and I'll visualize them being put in my head. That's one of the visions or intuits that I get. So I'm sorry if they're incomplete, but maybe you know what they'll mean. Okay. What tools, experiences, and strategies should Taurus utilize and remember in order to garner the strength of the Lionsgate to manifest in 2025? And it's good to give deadlines to your goals. That's another thing, okay? I will be a millionaire by the age of 30. I will make $50,000 before the end of 2025. 5 cards. Judgment in the upright. The Star in the upright. 7 of Wands in reverse. 2 of Wands in the upright. And the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Definitely budgeting money is important. It may be important, like, say, if you're going to start a business. Yeah, thank you for that check mark. For deadlines. Very important. To budget your money, like, because there may be business expenses like software you need in order to manage your business, and it's subscription based or whatever it is. So I need to budget money. Okay. If your dream involves relocation, it's saving money or balancing your budget, because right now it's blocked, okay, in order to get to where you want to go, okay? Here in the upright, the 2 of Pentacles is successful change, okay? And see the goat in the background and the winter scene? The winter scene is very important. You see Jupiter here. So Jupiter is at your back. And look how he's alchemizing copper into gold. Okay. So it has like a hermit feel and a temperance feel, and it's an advanced deck. Okay. I want to say the only way is up. Okay, from here. Okay, so maybe you've already made all the mistakes, all the failures, right? Now, please remember that the writer who created the Harry Potter books, who's now a billionaire, she was turned down for her book, Harry Potter, 47 times. Okay, you just keep on going. Perseverance is key. But look how hopeful you are with the Star. So this is like dreams are harnessed. If it was in reverse, I'd worry, because this is dreams are dashed, right? And here it is. Pure manifestation. This is a wish card, so if you want to start on your manifestation now, please do so. Now, my recommendations and my stories and my examples will be scattered throughout the signs. So normally I don't really care if you watch only your sign or only your rising. I kind of concentrate on the inner planets. Jupiter and Saturn may be important in the Lionsgate, so try to find out what your Jupiter and Saturn sign is. But I want you to, if you're really interested in getting, more information, I would watch all the signs. You don't have to watch in one sitting. Make notes, okay? Okay, Judgment, a second chance. And this is also a divine timing card, okay? See how there's like something cooking in the oven almost? Judgment is scorpionic energy. The star for me after 35 years of reading is not only Aquarius, but also any water sign. Okay? Let me see here. Yeah, okay. But a second chance at something. Oh, you're welcome, babe. Okay? And see how he has holding a diamond in his hand. You know, it's almost like you need to fast track. You know the lab diamonds that are cultivated and pulled and mined from the earth? Well, there's a way of doing it in the lab that mimics, it's not a fake diamond, it's a real diamond. It's just, you're able to compress a millions long years process to create a diamond in a week. So it's okay to take shortcuts if you can afford to, meaning that you're not cutting out critical steps. Okay? You may have a mentor, they're possibly a Scorpio, that's going to teach you how to fast track your dreams. Okay? And it's good, again, to concentrate on one manifestation, the most important, at a time, and then just kind of knock them off in importance. Seven of Wands in reverse. The name of this, the title of this card is Valiant Resistance. So, as you know, the Seven of Wands in the upright means to defend yourself. Here, in reverse, you're standing up for your rights. You're standing up for what you believe in. If you believe in your manifestation, it's easy to explain it to others and make it happen. Because it almost feels like a part of destiny, right? You have no choice. You're just standing up for it. Okay? Two of Wands, the name of this card is Aggressive Conquest. There may be a path on the road or a fork in the road where you're going to have to choose. And both may look equally fruitful, okay, or might lead to somewhere. But you're going to have to make a choice, and you're going to have to make an informed choice. You know, weigh the pros and cons of each path. Now, noted, there's Capricorn energy behind this, okay? And see the one we don't speak of right here? See how this Jesus-like hermit figure has his foot on the back of this one we don't speak of. We don't say the name of this card, the number 15 card, because you might summon them, okay? Because they actually name, some of them name themselves that word, okay? So you don't want to name them, okay? I want to say you want to master something. And this feels like it's tied to the standing up for your rights. If you have somebody who's trying to hinder you even a little bit, like maybe even just low-level Debbie Downer kind of thing, like, oh, why do you want to do that? Fuck them. This is your dream. Already, it didn't cost you anything. Just that one phrase or that one, you know, interaction tells you everything you know. This person doesn't belong on my path. They're going to hinder me. Okay? Even if it's just to spell cast in their heads, either knowingly or not. Okay? You don't want that energy around you. Okay? Okay. Well, that's amazing. Let us clarify the star. I want to see how you can manifest this as quickly as possible. Or maybe that's the Judgment card. So let's clarify the Judgment card and the Star card together. Please clarify the Judgment card and the Star card together for Taurus in regards to this question. Please clarify the meaning of the Judgment and Star cards for Taurus in regards to this question. Please clarify the meaning of the Judgment card and the Star card in regards to this question for a Taurus in 2025. Monkey, come. Are you going to zoom? I locked him into the bedroom temporarily because he was zooming. Monkey, come. Monkey, come. Don't zoom. Okay. Look at this full card again. There is a danger. You gotta choose wisely what shortcuts you take. Okay, you can't obviously cut out critical steps. All right, to make that lab diamond. Okay, rather than having to cook over millions of years. One way is shorter, maybe that's the path. Okay, do I take the longer path, right? Sorry. Do I take the longer path, or do I try to make a lab diamond? There's risk involved. There's a risk of a false or a misstep. But if you choose wisely, a Virgo and a Scorpio may be important. Specifically Virgo second decan. You have everything you need to make the lab diamond, the shortcut. And I can't tell whether it's going to be obvious or not. Okay? If you don't have to skip steps and you stick to your timeline, meaning your deadline or your plan, do all the steps, okay? But if you can skip a step, follow other people who are successful before you, who have taken shortcuts, right? Okay. Monkey, I love you. Don't come. Hi, baby, baby boy. You're my monkey, baby. I want to clarify the standing up for your rights bit. Please clarify the meaning of the Seven of Wands in reverse. For Taurus and this question. Please clarify the meaning of the Seven of Wands in reverse. For Taurus in regards to this question. Please clarify the Seven of Wands in reverse. What will Taurus be standing up for in regards to this question? Boom. This would be work hard, play hard, okay? Someone or a group may put you down for working hard and playing hard. Like, hey, we're trying to get a hold of you all weekend because we wanted to see if you go to the library, and you're like, yeah, I was drinking. And I was hungover the next day, so I don't know. Five of Pentacles. Standing up for what you believe and what you don't. What you've lost faith in. Which hasn't worked before. Okay? If you tried the tried and true methods, then maybe that's why the shortcut. You like change it up, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same result, right? Now, the Five of Pentacles comes after the Four of Pentacles, which is saving money. And we already know that you need to do that, right, with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. But it comes right before the Six of Pentacles, charity. Don't be afraid to ask for seed money or angel investment. Ask for what you want. Demand it, because we're clarifying the stand up for your rights bit, okay? Voila. I have something to do if you're on after 9, I'll come. It's 5:30 where I am, and I have to log off no matter what at like 5 minutes before 8 my time. Okay, so I have to go to work. So yeah, you can DVR it. But thank you, welcome. And I appreciate you attending. Okay. So let's get the outcome. If Taurus follows the cards and their messages, will they reach and make significant progress on their manifestation by the end of 2025? If Taurus follows the recommendations in the reading, will they reach their manifestation or make significant, meaningful progress on their manifestation by the end of 2025? Ooh, it might be a little scary because I'm getting nauseous. So, you know, whew, it's anticipatory. Here you have the 9 of Swords. Remember the nauseated feeling, the worry? Look how he appears to be climbing a mountain, right? Mountains traditionally are viewed as obstacles. It looks like you're going to overcome a big hurdle or a big step. But there's worry involved and there's fear involved. But 9s are endings, 10s are completions, aces are new beginnings. You're very close. If you don't reach your manifestation by 2025, you're definitely on the cusp of it. Okay? And then here you have the 7 of Swords, right? Now, yes, traditionally deception and escape. Do not see music is escape, right? So don't be distracted, or you won't be distracted is the outcome. What is the final message in regards to this reading for Taurus? What is the final message in regards to this reading for Taurus? What is the final message in regards to this reading for Taurus? In regards to this question? I heard cherry picking. Cherry picking. If you have a ready income coming in, because most manifestations, like I want to reach a certain amount of wealth, or I want to marry, right? Or I want to, you know, get down to a certain wage, right? Don't be distracted. And cherry pick, I feel like you have the luxury to be able to choose a method or strategy or make a plan that suits you the best. It's not like you have to like start in the mailroom, in other words. You know, you have no choice. Okay? I feel like you have choices about how you want to go about doing this. Again, the best role models are the people who have achieved the same goal and used their strategy because it worked, right? Look at this long, hard ride. You were blocking. Don't block the long, hard ride. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. Right? Look how he's riding the long, hard wave, even though he's in a 3-piece suit or whatever it is. Right? And he's holding a coffee. Do not block the long, hard ride. Ghosting guru. That's interesting. Don't block people who have achieved the same goal before. Use their path as a model. Okay? Okay. Now we're going to read for Geminis. Boom. 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 How are you guys? I hope you're enjoying the reading. I hope it's helpful, because I appear to be in the zone. Thank you for announcing it. I'm going to make you a moderator, Sunless, if that's okay. Boom. Okay. Geminis. Notice that I washed the cards. I changed their orientation. You are welcome. And thank you for moderating. I changed the orientation in between each reading and each pull. Okay, that's very important to wash the cards often. Okay, Geminis. What experiences and tools and strategies should Geminis utilize and remember in order to harness the strength of Lionsgate for their dreams and their manifestations? Thank you. What tools, experiences, and strategies should Geminis utilize and remember in order to harness the strength of the Lionsgate to reach their manifestation and goals in 2025? I heard chocolate-covered bunnies. I don't know what that means. You figure it out. Sorry. There's not enough time to ruminate on that. But maybe you already know what it is. Maybe you want to be a confectioner or something. Okay, you have the Two of Swords in reverse. Nine of Pentacles in the upright. The Eight of Swords in the upright. The Five of Swords in the upright. And the Queen of Wands. And look, there's a bunny. Okay. Two of Swords in reverse. Now, Two of Swords is the quintessential, the key phrase for Two of Swords. In the upright is you have a decision to make and you can make it. You are able to do so. God, itchy. The itchy nose doesn't mean anything, just so you know. Thank you. In the reverse, however, so you have a decision to make, but it's very difficult to make the choice. That's the meaning of this card. Here it is in the upright. This title of the card is Harmony. It's also a balancing card, right? That's why you have the Justice. You look like two people in the background are making a deal. But then you have like this jester, fool-like person, a trickster in the foreground going, I'm peeking. So this is a person who's willing to do anything to achieve balance and have the options to make decisions, okay? I don't know if we're going to have to clarify, because I don't know if you're blocking a person from restricting your decisions. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is a Virgo card, right? And it appears to be Mars energy. Oh, no, Venus energy. No, Mars energy. Here's a Christmas wreath. So December might be important in this endeavor. Okay, and a Virgo might be important. But here you go. In opportunity in the upright. I feel like somebody's restricting you. See how she's like trying to close the door. She's peeking around. There's peeking. So I don't see peek. And then she's peeking. It's a weird reading. Okay. I don't know if this is your energy, Geminis. Doesn't matter that you're not a Virgo, okay? But the Christmas, so the Nine of Pentacles is good that it's in the upright. You have all the tools you need, all the resources you need, and freedom to, you know, spend a little money to make your dreams come true. Invest in yourself, invest in your dream is implied by this card. If not now, then definitively by Christmas, as indicated by the card, okay? So between September or mid-August to Christmas. At any rate, this is someone who doesn't need anybody. They just need resources. So that might be important. Now, remember this jester-like person? It appears again in the Eight of Swords. And the title of this card is Short-Sighted. And it's like Saturn energy. Okay, you need to have discipline. See how somebody's trying to restrict you. I don't know if they're an Aries or a Taurus, okay? But he's not unraveling or getting her out of her head. This person is like trying to, I don't know if this is a love partner who's trying to, you know, keep you in a tower or anything. He doesn't want you to go out, whatever. Never, ever, ever, ever allow a romantic partner to kill your dreams or disallow you from making your own money, okay? Making your own money is freedom, okay? Because if it doesn't work out, you can just freaking leave. I learned that the hard way, okay? And it took me about 10 years to get out of that. So always make your own money. And if you want to be stay at home, it's because you've already retired yourself, okay? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's someone who's trying to confine you, okay? So if you're in your head in 2025, you need to get out, of course, but you also need to get rid of the people who are trying to do this to you. I don't care if you've been married for 30 years, get rid of them. Now you have the Five of Swords, which means, this is very positive because it means you win over two others. You, Gemini, okay? The title of this card is Longing. It's good to think about your manifestation, your dream, your goal, like religiously, even every second of the day. For instance, Susie Orman, the famous financier investor, when she was like just a banker, right? She was broke, right? So she was just starting out. She always kept a piece of paper in her pocket that she would take out 25 times a day. And it said, I will make such and such millions by this age, okay? And she took it out and just like, she constantly reminded herself. She longed for it. And it was a singular manifestation. Yeah, exactly. You do not want to be dependent on anybody for reals. Now you can see someone in the background alchemizing. It gives me a Sagittarian energy. You can see how someone's like closed off, almost like a Queen of Pentacles holding onto her pentacle. Longing, okay? And then you see like this warrior princess kind of thing. And there's 5 swords. You win over 2 others. You force someone underground. And somebody else is repelled to like a distance, right? But look at this, Queen of Wands. Confident, beautiful energy. A fire burning within you. Okay, let's clarify. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Which one would we clarify? I'm kind of interested. I want to know who this is. Hi, Elmira. Welcome. Who may be obstructing Gemini's progress in their Lionsgate manifestation? Who may be hindering or obstructing or restricting Gemini? I heard the self, so you might be doing it. Especially if, I'm just the messenger, okay? I get the messages, they come in here and they come out here. So this reading is for all Geminis, okay? So that's the storyline I'm getting, self. Ruminate it, think about it for a while. Don't dismiss it, okay? It might not be apparent to you. Thank you. Who is restricting? Who else is restricting Geminis from reaching their Lionsgate manifestation in 2025? I heard Aries. Aries. That could be their sun or the moon. Now, what's the difference between sun and moon other than the planetary bodies? The sun sign, your sun sign, Gemini, is what you project to the public space. Your moon sign is what you show to your family, your friends, your lovers, your spouse, your kids, your best friend, right? Look at this. Everybody's getting the full. You saw that me wash the cards and shuffle them at least 8 times. So card counters, people who gamble and they count cards as a way of cheating, they say that if you shuffle the deck 8 times, that means it's thoroughly shuffled, okay? And it's impossible to count cards. You're going to have to start over, right? Look at this. Everybody got Aries, Gemini, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini got the same card and the same orientation on first pull. How crazy is that? So this energy may be tied to a transit, possibly. Now, what's in Aries right now? Now, in reverse, there's Aquarian energy here too. Okay? So it's Aries, Taurus, Aquarius. Okay? We are in the age of Aquarius, which is technology, medical inventions, unpredictability, right? So who is hindering you? An Aries, Taurus, or Aquarius? Who's a little immature, or a lot immature, doesn't matter, and who's just so, like, risky. And look at this. Repeating cards are important. You will win no matter what, but it's up to you whether you want to make that path easy or hard. Just get rid of, there's at least 2 people you need to get rid of. At least 2 people you need to get rid of. And yes, I'm advising you to do that. The other shoe drops in information in regards to this with the 9 of Wands. Okay? You will get an information download on or about probably the 8th of this month that will tell you who these 2 people are. And you just cut them out, right? And it's going to involve a change and conflict, which is exemplified by the 5s, right? Okay. Please clarify the 8 of Swords in the upright for Geminis. Please clarify the 8 of Swords and its meaning in the upright for Geminis in regards to this question. Please clarify the 8 of Swords in the upright. These 2 people already have you in your head. And how would you be able to discern that? Say there's 5 people you're thinking about right now. It's the first 2 people who came to mind. The first 2 people who act in tandem. Okay? Like a unit. Right? And if it's your 2 best friends, you need to get rid of them. They're not meant to be on your path. Okay? So. Please clarify the Eight of Swords in the upright for Geminis in the month of, in Lionsgate, it returns in terms of this question. Now, 2 8s as a tarot cluster mean, and tarot clusters are a real thing, so I don't know why nobody else reads them, okay? But I learned from Jean Lyle. So, 2 8s as a tarot cluster means surprise developments. Maybe it's surprise as to, you know, once you think about it, like who are the 2 Debbie Downers, or the people who are always like changing things up on me so I can't, you know, reach this certain goal, or a step in a goal, or a step in a path, right? There's 2 people who won't let you go too easily, that's for sure. Now, a lot of people don't know that the Hermit card is actually connected to this 8 of Cups, even though it's a different numerology, okay? You can see the Hermit is leaving their emotions behind and going up to the mountain to find answers, okay? Now, the 8s are tied to the Strength card. You're just going to have to buckle down. You know who these 2 people are. And you're just going to have to get rid of them. And then you have the 6 of Pentacles. Oops. Because even when you weigh the pros and cons, there are no pros to having these 2 people around. And this card dropped. Look at this. 7 of Swords. Escape. Okay. Anyway, you might have, now this is a, sometimes the Queen of Wands is a best friend energy. They're usually a fire sign, or they have fire in the inner line planets of their chart, meaning it's their sun, moon, rising, okay? They might have some Virgo in them, or some Earth as well, so they might be a combination. They might be born around Easter, okay? And it could be Capricorn energy too. Anyway, let's get the outcome. Now you need to get rid of the individuals. Their energies is tied to you. You need to delete them. And don't ghost them, because that will make them connected to you forever, or for a very long time. You just say, hey, I can't go out with you guys anymore. You're not on my path. If they ask why, you don't have to answer their questions. Say, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to move on. I'm on a different path. And let them figure it out, okay? But don't ghost them, because that connects you, okay? Because they'll be pulling on your energy. Okay. What is the outcome for Geminis if they follow the recommendations in this reading by the end of 2025? What is the progress or outcome for Geminis if they follow the recommendations in this reading from the cards? And combine messages by the end of 2025. Boom. 5 of Swords in reverse. If you do not get rid of these 2 individuals, you will see a setback. Okay? You've had the 5, I think you have 3 5s. Okay? Now 3 5s as a tarot cluster means a solid routine and regular cycles. So you have to stick to a plan. You have to stick to a strategy. And you have to get rid of the naysayers. Look at this. Gateway to meditation is blocked. Okay? So you need to unblock and meditate. You need to, If you're having trouble, you know, with meditation, because meditation is not easy for me either, I encourage you to spend a little money, meaning $300, to get the Metaverse VR Oculus 2, because there's apps in there that guide you through meditation, and they're super neat. They make it easy anyway, okay? Where you can see that it'll tell you to breathe in, and you're breathing in stars. And then when it tells you to exhale, you'll see the exhale, and you're like in a really zen environment, you know? Just really, you know, it makes it easier. If you have a hard time. If you don't, great. Right now, you need to walk through that door of Zen. Okay? What time is it? 6:30. God, it took an hour to do 3 signs. At this rate, I'm not going to make it. So I'm going to have to, you know, talk faster, I guess. What are additional messages? What is the final message for Geminis in regards to Lionsgate and their manifestation in 2025? What is the final message for Geminis in regards to this reading? The path is not going to be without headaches between now and the end of 2025. I just want to let you know. Now, headaches, I know, is a broad kind of word, but I have a pseudo headache, so that tells me to tell you that. Plant's parent is blocked, so you need to nurture something as if it were your child, okay? As if it were a living, breathing thing. Oh, God. The human charger. I feel like you need to block technology or have a period of the day where you're not near your phone and not near EMF. Okay? I'm not a big proponent of, I mean, I don't have sensitivities to technology or EMF, you know, or RF signals. Okay? But we always have like this buzzing energy. We have to break through technology to reach our frequency, okay? So maybe it helps to go out in nature and be away. It's almost like it's the same as, you know how when you want to, you know, observatories have to be away from urban centers because the light will block out the viewing of the stars and the planets and the comets, okay? Same thing. That's what I'm getting. Okay. All right, that's interesting. Okay, let's get this together real quick. Apparently we have to move faster in order to get everybody in for this all signs. Next one is Cancers. Boom. Cancer signs. What tools and experiences and strategies should Cancers utilize and remember in order to strengthen and harness the energies of the Lionsgate manifestation portal in 2025? What experiences, tools, and strategies should Cancer signs utilize and remember in order to harness the strongest energies from the Lionsgate portal in 2025? I heard a misstep, So just keep that in mind. Okay, so important to point out, Tarot always shows possibilities, okay? Meaning that Tarot will show fates and not destiny. Destiny you cannot change, fates you can, okay? That's why you get Tarot readings, to see what energies are in your life so that you can embrace the opportunities and avoid the pitfalls, right? So keep that in mind during these readings, or any reading. You have the Six of Swords in reverse. I'll show you the cards in a minute. The Four of Wands in reverse. Nine of Swords in reverse. Queen of Cups in the upright. And the Magician in reverse. Cancer, so far you have the least optimal reading, okay? Six of Swords in reverse. There's a hindrance to you getting to your destination, the Far Sword. You're in tumultuous waters, right? Fresh horizons. Here you see a ghostly figure. See a lot of owls, which indicates wisdom. You see like a skull, a pumpkin, the moon, like pierced by swords. It's a very odd card. At any rate, there's a blockage right now, according to the cards, that you're going to have to overcome. You're going to have to overcome a lot of obstacles and energies in order to manifest. So these are going to be visualized or described as blocks. There's a block to travel. There's a block to sixth house. You might be doing too much for others and not yourself. An employer would be an example. You're making money for somebody else rather than for yourself, right? The Four of Wands, I'm not loving in the reverse. This implies an instability. It's also, we're going to have to clarify, because this also sometimes foretells a broken engagement or commitment of some kind, or an eviction, or a house move that you don't want to make. Okay? This is the more ideal. And the title of this card is Apparent Perfection. A lot of Venus energy and Aries energy. Okay? There's kind of like an Fabergé egg kind of image. And then you have like a ram holding two flaming wands. And then an earth-bound or restricted person holding up two wands with ribbons on top. Again, blockage to stability, blockage to fourth house, right? So if your manifestation is marriage, you're going to have to work harder than other signs thus far to reach your So I don't know if this, in order to manifest what you want to do, is to block out love and home ownership, okay, and travel in order to get to where you want by the end of 2025. The next card you have is the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is actually most of the time optimal, at least in traditional decks, okay? But the title of it in the upright is Cruelty, okay? And this is mental cruelty, mental abuse, creating worry in somebody else, you know, somebody else creating worry in you just because they can, you know? And here you see two neighbors kind of fighting over, looks like Christmas or Halloween decorations, right? And then you have this witchy kind of hermit in the foreground doing spell work. But you need to worry less about what you can control and worry more about what you can control and controlling that, and worrying less about what you can't. Because the quintessential key phrase of this card is dark night of the soul and making mountains out of molehills. Decorations is not a fight-worthy conflict. There's more important things to worry about, okay? So there's a block to this. But as far as holding, grounding, water may be important in whether it's hydration or being near water to keep grounded. Okay, so that's easy to accomplish, right? That might be your energy. And then in making your dream your child, right? The Magician card, again, in reverse. I'm going to clarify. Thank you for the hearts. I'm going to clarify this because this is a broadcast card and a writer's block card in the reverse. Maybe it is to not broadcast what you're trying to do so that others don't hinder you, because it looks like you have a big fight to overcome. Is your dream or your goal realistic? Like, you have 5 months left of 2025. Maybe say, I want to make 50 grand by the end of 2025 rather than, $1 billion. You see what I'm saying? It's like that. Okay, let's clarify the 9 of Swords in reverse. Please clarify the 9 of Swords in reverse and its meaning in regards to this question for Cancer signs. What does this 9 of Swords in reverse mean for Cancer signs in regards to this question? Please clarify the meaning of this 9 of Swords in reverse in regards to this question. Please clarify the meaning of the 9 of Swords in reverse in regards to the question for Cancer signs. Ooh. 4 of Swords in reverse. Do not rest on your laurels. It's time to come out of your time of rest and worry. Now, 9 of Swords plus 4 of Swords makes 13, which is death. Right? The death card. And it's tied to the Queens. Again, you can't control death. So worry about the stuff you can control. Okay? And yeah, the deception cards coming up a lot. For almost each sign, if not each sign. Okay? You need to escape a mindset of worry. Okay. Now, this 4 of Wands in reverse, I really want to clarify too, because I don't like seeing that in reverse. Okay. What does this Magician card in reverse mean for Cancer signs in regards to this question? What does the 4 of Wands in reverse mean for Cancer signs in regards to this question? What does this 4 of Wands in reverse mean for Cancer signs in regards to this question? Oop, card popped out. I'll take it. I'm going to pull this card first. Look at this. 8 of Wands in the upright. Just do it. Okay? If your manifestation, if it's unstable, you need to make it right. Okay? Meaning that if you're in danger of being evicted or losing home, you need to send out applications, send out emails, network, online date if you're got a broken engagement, that kind of thing, right? Now, 8 of Wands plus 4 of Wands equals 12, which is the Hanged Man, okay? Meaning you might have a revelation, or you might have to wait 9 to 12 days before really taking action on something. Or you'll have to wait 9 to 12 days, period. Now, you have 2 8s. 2 8s is a tarot cluster mean surprise developments in regards to 4th house matters, which could be a sudden home move that you weren't expecting. Okay? But here you go. leaving your emotions behind and walking away, possibly to a great distance away. Okay, let's clarify the Magician card in reverse, because I'm not loving that either. So I kind of want to know, pare it down or parse it down to find out what exactly it means. It doesn't mean you don't have all the resources, or doesn't mean that you have the resources but are not broadcasting it. What, right? What's this Magician card in reverse mean for Cancer signs in regards to this question? What's this Magician card in reverse mean for Cancer signs in regards to this question? What's this Magician card in reverse mean for Cancer signs in regards to this question? Now, the Magician card has a number 1 on it, right? It's tied to the aces, and it's in reverse. So I don't know if this like a stop-start kind of energy. 2 steps forwards, 1 step back. I don't know. There's kind of like delays and trying to make something happen. There's like obstacles, right? Not every path is freaking easy, okay? I'm just saying, I'm just showing you what energies the cards are saying you have in your life and what you have to overcome in order to reach your manifestation, harness the energies for Lionsgate. The Magician in reverse is clarified by the Page of Cups in reverse. This is a very immature energy. Pages are androgynous, so they're male, female, either or, right? But not fluid. They're either male or female, right? And it could involve a child as well, at least a water sign your age or younger. Now, the Magician traditionally, historically, means Aries, Gemini, Virgo, okay? So it might be one of those mixed in with water, right? This is a stopper card to me in the reverse, okay? But this is also emotional news that maybe you're not wanting to reveal or not wanting to share, or it'd be advantageous not to. Then you have the Knight of Cups. I don't know if it involves a past love who ended up not making an offer. That's why this energy came up, okay? Always. Okay, so let's get ultimate outcomes. Hello, everybody. What is the ultimate outcome in 2025 if Cancers follow the recommendations of this reading? What is the ultimate outcome or progress made by Cancer signs if they follow the recommendations of this reading by the end of 2025? What is the ultimate outcomes or progress if Cancer signs follow the recommendations of this reading by the end of 2025? So I don't randomly cut. The deck lights up in certain places, and that's where I cut. The Empress in reverse. Here it is in the upright. This one's a hard one to read. I don't know what that means, actually. And then you have the Four of Swords. Again, repeating cards are important. You need to just do it. Get out of a time of rest. Do not rest on your laurels. I don't know if the ultimate outcome is that you keep your own counsel rather than that of a Empress mother figure type in your life, which could be your mom, grandmother, older sister. I guess it could be an older brother, but let's stick to the genders as displayed in the card, right? Female supervisor, right? Keep your own counsel. Keep your plans secret, basically. Don't broadcast them. Okay. First has everything to do with current housing market in many countries. Evictions from left for corporations. But don't forget, It's also an instability in action card. It has many meanings, so it's not everything. So it could mean a broken engagement or a broken romantic contract, a broken commitment. Okay. The fact that it's also coupled or clarified by the 8 of Wands in the upright, if you're in a position right now where you're getting an income and you're trying to like save for this manifestation to maybe start your own business, it means that even though you'll feel unstable, there's no danger of a layoff or a firing because it's in the upright. Okay. So not only do we read the cards that are here, we read the cards that are not here, right? So the 4 of Wands comes after the 3 of Wands, which is an opportunity, but it comes before the 5 of Wands, which is conflict, change, and a battle of wits and competition, right? Anyway, what is the final message for Cancer signs in regards to this reading? What is the final message for Cancer signs in regards to this reading? What is the final message for Cancer signs in regards to this reading? What is the final message for Cancer signs in regards to this reading? What is the final message for Cancer signs in regards to this reading? Boom. Retail therapy guru. Don't be afraid to spoil yourself, okay? When you need comforting, and if it's within your means, meaning you can only afford something if you can pay for it twice. That's what I mean by spoil yourself, right? And then meal prep mastermind. Time management, right? Don't block that. Don't block strategies for doing it, right? And maybe meal management. So when I was married, I spent a lot of time fucking shopping for food, and I'd make these, really fancy meals, but I would have to go to multiple places to get the ingredients. And half of my day was spent planning meals and making lists and going shopping, and just waste of time. I'd rather just do it once, do it right. And at my age, if I ever get married again, it's like eating out or eating simply. You know how your grandmother, when you was a kid, or your mom, used to cook all these like great foods, and then you go visit them as an adult and it's like canned. It's like they don't have to do it anymore. Anyway. Okay, now we're going to read for Leos. Okay. Leos, what experiences, tools, strategies do Leos need to utilize or remember in order to reach or harness the Lionsgate manifestation energies to reach their dream or goals in 2025? What experiences, tools, strategies must Leos utilize or remember in 2025 in order to harness the best and strongest energies from Lionsgate to reach their goals and dreams? What experiences, tools, strategies do Leos need to remember or utilize in order to harness the strongest energies from Lionsgate to reach their goal and dreams in 2025? Thank you for the heart. August 14th. Somebody was here last night, had an August 14th birthday. Happy birthday, by the way. cards you have, which I will show you in a minute, the Five of Wands in the upright, the Seven of Wands in reverse, the Six of Cups in the upright, the Eight of Swords in reverse, the Queen of Wands. In the same place as Gemini, I think, and orientation. Okay. Five of Wands in the upright. That's about a battle of wits or practice in order to, like how boys practice to be warriors or sports team members and all that. But also, you know, the fives symbolize or represent change and conflict in the tarot. So we're talking Saturn energy and Leo energy, okay? Five of Wands. See how they're competing? One person looks almost like a priest. The other is a Native American. And then there's Leo type energy in the center, which is representing the Strength card, okay? And then both have the same goal, right? Religion, devotion, being a good person, right? Exact same motivation and goal, but different approaches. One uses holistic native beliefs, and this one's more industrialized, corporate. You can see Saturn in the background as well. Thank you for the hearts. So, even though you may be in conflict with somebody, you have the same goal, so you need to listen more to other people's point of views because they might be beneficial, okay? If you have the same goal, you know, sometimes there's multiple ways to get to it. You have the Seven of Wands in reverse, which is standing up for your rights, standing up for your beliefs, okay? Here it is in the upright. Someone's offering, and here's Leo energy again, right here, right? Valiant resistance. Someone's offering a flaming plate of, I don't know, flames, and it's a Medusa-like figure. But he has flames already, so the tribute that she's offering may not be appropriate, okay? But, you know, coming to someone like a king and asking for some kind of favor, you know, is a very submissive kind of energy. You have to be bold like the Leo you are, right? You need to command the room. Six of Cups in the upright. The title of this card is Sensuality. Now, Six of Cups is a nostalgic energy. It may involve childhood dreams or strategies or people, okay? Soulmate energy, family, sixth house energy, health energy. I think you need to hydrate is important, okay? And then you have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Don't get out of your head. Don't let anybody hold you back. And there might be two people holding you back because of your beliefs or your approach. So in other words, people may say you're wrong, but if you believe that you are right, take that. That's a positive energy that may benefit you in connecting to portal energy, okay, to get what you want. And of course, confidence, you know, belief in beauty, you know, may help you as well, because that's your energy. April may have been a foreshadowing of this energy. Yeah. Okay, let's clarify. Because I only have an hour. Fuck. Well, actually, I have 2 hours. Because I worked late last night, so we might have enough time. Please clarify the Five of Wands in the upright for Leos in regards to this question. Please clarify the Five of Wands in the upright for Leos in regards to this question. Please clarify the meaning of the Five of Wands in the upright for Leos in regards to this question. Alternatively, you may be watching two people fight about approach. You may be watching someone stand up for their rights and be inspired by it. Clarifying the Five of Wands, the conflict card, the different approaches. King Cups in reverse. You need to be detached emotionally from outcomes or approaches. And embrace the childlike, nostalgic approach. The wide-eyed wonderment and curiosity that a child may have. Okay? All right, let's clarify. What are you standing up for, or what are you watching somebody stand up for? What's the Seven of Wands in reverse mean for Leos in regards to this Lion Gate question? What's the Seven of Wands in reverse mean for Leos in regards to this Lion's Gate question? What's the Seven of Wands in reverse mean for Leos in regards to this Lion's Gate question? I heard happiness is true, that phrase. Seven of Pentacles. Now, 2 sevens as a tarot cluster mean mutual respect. So whoever you're watching stand up for their rights, you respect them for sure. If someone stands up for their rights, there may be a delay, maybe even up to 9 months, because this is a gestation card, for it to materialize. Okay? But you'll still see progress. Just like Cancer signs, you had the same card in the same orientation in the same position. There's instability with what someone's standing up for their rights because they don't like the environment in which they're trying to accomplish something. This person will be inspired, will inspire you. They may be a water sign or water-fire combination. So get out of your head. They might even be a childhood friend or a relative. The Six of Cups. Okay. So to accept inspiration from others, to listen for or be open to different approaches to, when the goals are the same, right? So you may share a dream with someone, and that is what you're trying to manifest, possibly. Okay? All right. So let's get ultimate outcome. What is the ultimate outcome for Leos if they follow the recommendations in this reading by the end of 2025? What is the ultimate outcome for Leos in manifesting Lion's Gate energy to get what they want by the end of 2025 if they follow the recommendations in this reading? What is the ultimate outcome for Leos in regards to this reading and following its recommendations? I heard don't cut. The High Priestess in reverse. The High Priestess bestows or shares secret knowledge. They do not block their intuition. So you got to make sure you don't do that. And I want to say you're going to be ruthless in how you're not going to let anyone stand in your way, it looks like, which is good. Because that's why the Eight of Swords is in reverse. You are clear, right? Now, 2 pages as a tarot cluster mean trouble between friends. So you got to make sure you don't step on the toes of friends, especially an air sign and a water sign. Okay. What is the final message for Leos in regards to this reading? What is the final message for Leos in regards to this reading? What is the final message for Leos in regards to this reading? What is the message for Leos in regards to this reading? Viral video star. Who cares what anybody else thinks? You do you. Parallel Parker Bro. You have your own things that you are a master at, and just utilize those strengths. And just, I mean, unless it's critical to master a skill that is absolutely 1000% needed to reach your goal in your manifestation in 2025. Just, I mean, so if you don't, in other words, if you don't need to learn how to parallel park, just concentrate on what you're supposed to be doing or mastering. Math, if you don't need math for what you want to do, don't try to learn math because you're just wasting time, right? Precious time. Okay? That's the final. All right. Virgo. As you know, I'm a double Virgo, double Pisces. Boom. 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 Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Namira. Thank you for subscribing. You're awesome. I love you. I love all new subscribers. Thank you. I thank you for liking the live. I appreciate you so much. And thank you. The subscription is huge. You're welcome, Sarah. Thank you, babe. You're so kind. Okay, Virgos. What experiences or tools and strategies which Virgos need to utilize, remember, in order to harness the strongest energies of Lionsgate for manifesting? I love you. Thank you for the hearts and the smiling faces and the kisses. What strategies, experiences, or tools will Virgo need to utilize, remember, in order to harness the strongest energies of Lionsgate for manifesting in 2025? I heard harnessing the power. Okay. So maybe it was worth repeating. Queen of Wands in the upright. Eight of Swords in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay. Queen of Wands. April might have been important somehow. I will not miss your reading. Already hit for all future reading. No, thank you, sir. You're so sweet. I love you. Being confident, being fruitful and open to fertilization of new knowledge. Okay. Staying out of your head, that's key, right? Avoiding the naysayers. King of Wands, the title of this card is Jesus Christ. And Hero, Wounded Healer, God. It is in reverse, so I don't know if you need to block a fire sign energy. Leo comes to mind, so what is the... So this would be Aries energy you need to block, okay? And Capricorn energy. But the King of Wands can't... So Wands energies, this is somebody who makes contracts and commitments and can't keep them in the reverse. Okay? So beware or avoid the naysayers who can't keep promises. Okay? And they'll test the waters. Okay? And I'm being pulled to remind you that people who verbally or mentally abuse people, right at the outset of meeting them, they'll rename you. And I don't know if it's like they all do this because it's a strategy, or this is something that all abusers do. Don't actually change your name, because your name is like so of who you are. And they want to test to see if they can break you down. If you accept a stranger to rename you, like take away your name and just give you a new name, and you allow it, as far as they're concerned, you're home free. You're like totally malleable. So if your name is Natasha and they try to call you Natalie, that's not my fucking name. Call me Natasha, or you can call me by my title. Okay? Now, I'm not talking about pet names. Now, pet names is something that's developed over time. Or someone calls you a generic name like sweetheart or babe, or, But if they tried to change your name and refer to you that way, that is super red flag number 1. Get the hell out of Dodge, okay? That is coming to mind when I see the King of Wands in this instance, okay? So be aware of the red flags in people is the key there. Now, the 5 of Pentacles in reverse is optimism. It's actually good. You regain your faith in something or someone, or you reignite an old manifestation or plan, okay? So if you've had to couch something for a while because of life, okay, you can restart that dream using this energies, okay, of the Lion's Gate. Now, in the upright, this is financial troubles. And here you see like Mary Magdalene and Jesus, and they're on the oxen trying to find shelter, right, after the birth of Jesus. And here's the Star of Nazareth, right? So this person is holding a pentacle, or the light of, sorry, it doesn't look like a pentacle. They're out in the cold, right? There's no charity. In the reverse, there is. There's light at the end of the tunnel. A small financial gain or charity is coming in with the 6 of Pentacles. Someone may befriend you. Now, not crazy about the 9 of Cups in reverse, okay? But in this deck, it might be positive, because sometimes the 9 of Cups is a drinking card or a gluttony card, okay? It is in this deck, apparently. Indulgence, okay? You see this kind of like green monster, right? It's in reverse. Really important to, yeah, me too. I'm double Virgo. Really important to not waste your time altering your awareness with drink, being distracted. It's okay to escape every once in a while, but I wouldn't indulge. And if you get a quick kind of or early success, don't waste it. Don't rest on your laurels. Okay? Okay, let's clarify. You guys, I might have to break these readings up in 2 parts. I'm running out of time and I have to go to work. I tried to do the all signs in one session. It's not going to happen, I'm pretty sure, because I don't want to like skimp on these readings. So after Virgo, I'm going to stop. And then at the end of the day, when I come home at 5 o'clock, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the signs. I don't want to skimp on these, okay? Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to have to change the name of this video. All Signs Part 1. Aries through Virgo. And I'm going to put here Part 2 to be filmed live today after work, beginning on or about 5 p.m. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just not going to have enough time. Okay. So let's clarify. I want to see what the 9 of Cups in reverse means exactly. Okay. All right. What does this 9 of Cups in reverse mean for Virgos in terms of this question in 2025? What is the 9 of Cups in reverse mean for Virgos in terms of this question? I did try. I started at 5:30 thinking that would be enough time, but it's not. And I do have to start work at 8, so... What does 9 of Cups in reverse mean for Virgos in regards to this question? Thank you for understanding, babe. Wow, a bunch of people left. Well, maybe they're later signs. 2 of Wands. A choice is to be made. I want to say, are you going to live cleanly and correctly or not? Don't indulge, but be open to love. Okay, this is a wonderful. So 9 of Cups plus a cup is 10 of Cups. Being open to love and marriage. I mean, I feel like this is love, but you hold the world in your hands. You can go anywhere. You have freedom to make a choice. But you prefer one choice over the other. See how he's holding one of the wands and the other one's kind of anchored? Look at that. Look at the powerful Tower. Now, this could be sudden developments, a sudden marriage, sudden love, a sudden house move. Now, sometimes I'm going to have to clarify the Tower because sometimes this is a natural disaster or an earthquake. Okay. So let's clarify using... Let's go ahead and use the Connolly deck. Whatever it is, it's destined. Because you have the Eye of Aries, right? In terms of just this card. What's this Tower card mean for Virgos in regards to this question? What's this Tower card in the upright mean for Virgos in regards to this question? Thank you for all the likes, you guys. You guys are awesome. What is this Tower card in the upright mean in regards to this question? Oop, one card popped out. I will take it. Secrets come out and it causes something sudden. But you have positive cards. You have the Ace of Cups in the upright. You have the 2 of Wands in the upright, right? This could be a blessing in disguise. And then you have the 4 of Swords in reverse, clarifying also the Tower. You come out of a time of rest to make a big change, or to react to a big change in your environment. And then you have the 6 of Wands, victory. I can love it. Okay. And then there was one card left behind. Page of Pentacles in reverse. I'm going to put that back in the deck. Okay. What are you optimistic about? Let's clarify that with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Hello, everybody. What is this 5 of Pentacles in reverse mean? For Virgos in regards to this question. What does this 5 of Pentacles in reverse mean? for Virgos in regards to this question. Why are Virgos optimistic? I heard more money immediately off the bat. I heard a dream come true. Look at that, Knight of Pentacles. An offer comes in, possibly from an earth sign, at a distance. It comes in, may come in slow, or there may be slow progress. There might be relocation. See how she's coming out of the wood and going into a city? What city does it look like? Kind of looks like San Francisco. And then you have the High Priestess in reverse. Utilizing secret knowledge and intuition. Now, Ten of Cups in reverse, kind of weird. I'm not loving it. But Nine of Cups is endings. 10 of Cups are completions. Maybe there's no family reunion. Okay. Or a wedding is delayed. But it leads to the Ace of Cups. You may end something in order to start something. I don't think it's love, actually. So the Ace of Cups is just joy and happiness in this reading. Because there's no new lover on the way. So that clarifies that. You're optimistic. You're optimistic about an offer. You're using your intuition. The recommendation is not to focus on love or romance at all. Because it may not be forthcoming. Okay. Usually it would do an ultimate outcome. But I've utilized all the decks. So let's get a final message. What is the final message for Virgos in terms of this question? What is the final message in regards to the Lionsgate question for Virgos? What is the final message for Virgos in regards to this question? Boom. Yeah. Just like Leo, focus on developing the skills that you will actually need in order to reach your manifestation and goal, right? And social media junkie. You need to block your time off of just mindless, meaningless activities, and you need to focus on developing your skills. Rather than do this, read a book on what you want to do or whatever it is. You get it. Okay. I'm sorry I'm going to have to cut this in half, but I have to go to work. So I'm so sorry about that. And I did try to make it happen by starting at 5:30. So anyway, I will see you after work, barring any emergency after work. I will be online on or about 5 o'clock today, Pacific Standard Time, California time. And I hope to see you here, you guys, okay? But if not, I will see you next time, okay? All right. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day, okay? Thank you so much. Bye. Kitty.